Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sun Talks. My name is Ryan, and I am the Graduate Student Initiative Assistant. Today, we have ASU Police Department here with us, and they're going to talk about and share with us resources and what they do. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Hi, so welcome. My name is Ryan, and I'm so glad to have two amazing team members here. Would you like to introduce yourselves really quickly?
I'll defer to the chief first.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. All right, fine. Dave Raymer, Assistant Chief of Police with Arizona State University Police Department. I'm over sections called Operations, which is essentially all your field units, also our Real-Time Analysis Center, and Crime Prevention. Prior to coming to ASU, I served with the Chandler Police Department for 25 years, and I retired in November of last year after serving as the Assistant Chief for 5 years there. So, but super excited to be here. I'm a graduate of ASU, so love being back where I kind of got started.
Mm-hmm. Go Devils.
Yes, go Devils. Yep.
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
My name is Jason Anderson. I'm a detective with ASU PD. I've been a police officer for almost 21 years. With ASU, a little over 19 years. I started off at Glendale PD before I came to ASU. Also graduated from ASU
Nice, another Devil.
many moons ago. So yeah, I graduated from the West campus. ASU people want us to call it West Valley, but
say it
because I
right.
graduated from West, I'm going to call it West.
Yeah.
So
Nice. So tell us a little bit about their roles now in the ASU PD department. How do you support ASU students in particular?
I guess it's my turn. to
Yeah.
go first this time.
You go first this time.
As being part of investigations, basically, we will handle anything that patrol can't take care of on their own, whether it's extensive investigation or follow-up, search warrant writing, anything that patrol can't take care of on their own, which is if they can't make an immediate arrest, typically those cases will come to me and my team.
Okay.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, we have a whole team.
Sometimes I feel like it, but I'm really not the only detective.
Yeah, cases that are more complicated or, may need to have search warrants or just more in-depth and involved, keeping your patrol units free to respond
Right.
to calls for service. So,
Yeah. What do you think are some misconceptions that students can have about ASUPD in general?
I'll go first on this one too.
because you've been here longer,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Hopefully there's no misconceptions.
Yeah.
They understand exactly who we are.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
With ASU's international student population, people come from all over the world. Sometimes those places that they come from, the police aren't necessarily there to protect the people.
Right.
So I think a lot of people from those backgrounds come here, and because they don't know any better, they kind of expect the police to be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the biggest misconception is that we're out to mess with people for really no reason. There's a reason why we contact people. We don't collect bribes, or at least we shouldn't. If that happens to
don't.
one of your listeners,
Right.
please let the PD know so we can take care of that, because that's
Yeah.
not acceptable.
Right.
But those populations really don't trust the police, which is not something that we fostered, and that's not just ASU PD. It's, I think, many police departments across not only the valley, the state, but also the country.
Right. Yeah.
It's because we're here for people. So I think the biggest misconception is that somehow we're out to just mess with people just because we can, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're absolutely centered on providing a safe community.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. Everything is the mission centric, and the mission is to provide a safe community where people can live, work, and thrive,
Right.
and reach their full potential.
Yeah.
And everything that we do is centered on that. Obviously, the process, we look for behaviors, and we will use that to identify those that are preying upon those that are trying to live their best life.
Right.
And our goal is to identify those folks. They are innocent until proven guilty, but we put them through the process. And it's fun. It's been an amazing career with all kinds of stories that we could share. But it's very fulfilling to be able to serve the population, to help them achieve what it is that they want to be.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing too. And as an international student myself, I think the one of the other misconception is like the fear of the police, fear of getting in trouble, fear of their, I don't know, visas getting revoked or whatever reason. And they don't know actually the police department in the US is rather a friend than, your enemy or things like that. So I think that's a important bridge for students to kind of understand and cross and get to know better as well. As we kind of talk about like ASCPD safety and things like that, we know, well, I know at least, bike theft, scooter theft is one of the biggest crimes in ASU. Could you talk a little bit about that more, if you
Yeah.
know more information about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It is our biggest issue that we have, which is a good thing. Considering
Right.
what issues are out there,
Right.
I'll take that all day long. So we track the numbers, we keep track of the data. I can tell you that we are below what we've been the last 2 years. We've done
Nice.
a very good job. The campus is locked down as far as we have a lot of cameras that record and keep. I think we have a 30-day retention, which is amazing. So if we do get a theft, entering and exiting the campus with it, we're going to find out who the individual is. And this is through our real-time analysis center where all this data comes in and we have people in there watching all the time. So when we get a call for service, if it's happening in progress, they'll pull up the cameras, they'll try to identify and find the location, and we'll direct units in, officers into that location. If it's after the fact, which the vast majority are, we go back and we find out date and time of when you last saw your scooter. We'll pull up the cameras and we'll try to identify the individual. And from there, I can tell you in October, we've actually made 15 arrests of individuals.
Oh, wow.
And they're not ASU affiliated. They're people that come onto our campus. And they're specifically here to steal from our students. And so we've, in October, 15 arrests. And these individuals are not responsible for just one, but typically 2 and upwards to, I think our biggest one is 6 thefts.
Wow.
We actually have 2 crews that will get a U-Haul, and they bring the U-Haul in and around campus.
A U-Haul?
Yeah, they rent a little
Wow.
U-Haul and they'll load up stolen scooters in the back of them. We've stopped 2 of those already, identified those individuals, and we actually have an open case now that we've made identification on a couple of them. We're still building other cases, and this is where we have a great partnership with our county attorney. So rather than one theft, we'll build multiple cases,
Right.
which will carry more weight if they are found guilty, and bring a successful prosecution. But we love to partner with our student body. There's things that the students can do that will make it easier for us. We've noticed that the vast majority of the thefts are either A, not locking their property up,
Yep.
or B, they use what we call a cable lock, which is very easily defeated. And these subjects all carry basically wire cutters with them, some kind of cutting device. They have them on them. It's a clue for us if we see somebody with that walking around with one. But they'll pull it out and they walk right up to the scooter and they snip the lock. Super easy to defeat
Wow.
the cable lock. And from an outsider, when you see it, you just think they're unlocking their bike.
Right, because
or
their body is
scoo-
kind of like blocking it.
Yeah, they're sitting there behind, working the lock.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. Next thing you know, they're on their scooter and they're taking off. So we always recommend and encourage people to use what we call a U-lock. It's much more difficult to defeat.
Right.
And if they're trying to defeat a U-lock, it's going to take them a lot longer. From an outsider perspective, you'll be able to see something's really weird with this behavior. Like he's sawing through the lock.
Right,
That's
it's
not
like,
right. Yeah,
over there.
yeah, it's not like cutting a lock. So
Right.
we encourage people to do that. The other thing that the student body could do that would be very helpful is on LiveSafe app. There's options on there. I think it's called Project 529 or
Okay.
Garage 529. I think it's changed names, but you can register your bike or your scooter or whatever it is, your serial number, your name. And so what happens with these things, they'll sell them sometimes to a third party or they'll take it to a pawn shop. And if it goes to a pawn shop, the pawn shop's responsible. They have to check and see if it's been listed as stolen. So if we have your serial number on your item, so you keep it yourself, or if you've registered it with the app, we're able to list it into a national database as a stolen item. So that way, if an officer ever comes across it, or if it does get pawned, they run it through the system, and we're able to say, hey, no, this bike belongs to so-and-so. or the scooter belongs to so-and-so, and then we're able to get it back to them. And then we can find out who pawned it. They have to take their ID when it's pawned, and then we can work backwards, find out if they're the ones that actually stole it or if they bought it from a third party or what have you. So those are things that we ask them. Use a U-lock, lock it up. Just don't trust that it's sitting there.
Right.
And register it for us. And that way, if we do come across it, we'll get your bike back to you and help us with prosecuting the case as well.
Yeah, and I too have a scooter, and I do have a U-lock too, because I've seen several of my friends who has been in this situation where it just gets snip, and then scooter's bike gone away. But I never knew about the registering piece where you could just register our scooters and bikes. That feels more safer to me. So now I feel like, okay, even if anything happens, like at least like someone can trace it down and we can get it back. So I feel like a lot of international students too, we try to, some of the population kind of struggles to like is buying a bike and a scooter is expensive.
It is, yeah.
It's like
I mean, it's
$500 sometimes,
or even more. I mean, some of these are, and that's your mode of transportation
exactly
to get around town.
Yeah.
And some of the other things that they do, they put the, I'm sorry, not gonna say
The air tags.
Yeah.
Some
Oh,
people
yeah.
put air tags on either their bikes or their scooters.
those are smart.
Which it's not 100%, but it's
Right.
better than nothing.
Right.
And just to hit on what the chief was saying as far as property being stolen, some of the things that I would like to see for cases, and it's not just scooters and thefts, although that is a high point,
Right.
but we get lots of other property that's taken as well that's valuable, is to record serial numbers of things that are important, especially electronic items.
Oh, okay.
Because if you don't have that serial number, we're not going to be able to get that item back. But with that serial number, I'm not saying we can.
Right.
There's a chance we can get it back. It's not 100%,
Right.
but it's
a harder
chance.
road.
It's a chance, better than virtually no chance with
Yeah.
that serial number.
Yeah.
And
So laptops and
laptops, cell phones,
Oh.
all that. Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Gaming consoles. I got a couple of cases.
Gaming consoles.
Involving gaming consoles.
Oh wow.
For those people that want to buy a $1,500 bike and ride it to school, I would suggest to not buy an expensive item to school because some of these bike thieves are professional and they look for really expensive property because they can get the most return.
Right.
This is their job.
Right.
So they're going to look for that. So even with a U-lock, some of these thieves will spend extra time to defeat that lock, even if it's a U-lock, because they really want that property.
Right.
So buy a cheap bike from Walmart to get you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Save your
Facebook
money on other
Marketplace.
things.
Or
Yeah.
if you want a fancy bike, maybe you have a bike for school and then a fancy bike for the trails.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Fancy bike for cruising.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's dating myself, but
Cruising.
You got both. Speaking about bikes and like modes of transportation, I know a little bit that we talked about outside just now was about like safety, like traffic safety and road safety too. Especially like Tempe is like a really busy city, just even outside of campus.
Right.
What are some ways the students like can find themselves getting in trouble or like protect themselves?
one of my biggest pet peeves that I've seen. First of all, I'm amazed as many people are as distracted, both drivers, pedestrians, scooter riders, bike riders, that we don't have more collisions.
Right.
I'm going to knock on wood because I'm going to jinx myself or the guys on patrol.
That sounded good. That reverberated well. Go ahead.
The thing is not be distracted. I think that's the biggest thing.
Right.
Distraction can mean looking at your phone. It could be wearing headphones. You're taking away one of your senses, which you can use to help protect yourself. If there's an oncoming car that's also not paying attention, if it's you're out for a jog, out doing whatever, a late walk at night to blow off some steam, when you wear those headphones or AirPods, you're taking away one of your senses so somebody can run up behind you and potentially do something bad.
Right.
I see a lot of kids walking around with their heads stuck in their phones, and that bothers me as well because you're basically advertising. These phones are expensive. They're $1,200 for some of these phones.
Right. Yeah.
You're basically advertising the property that you have to these people that want it. So they can come up and snatch it out of your hand, and then it's gone. Traffic safety, yeah. So between, sorry about that.
That's
Hopefully
okay.
that didn't come through.
He's speaking with his hands.
Drivers are the same. What people are distracted with phones. Arizona does have a hands-free state for electronic items, but I could tell you it's very hard to enforce because somebody has to be there watching you use it.
Right.
And typically people will use them at a stoplight, which is okay. it's only when the vehicle's in motion, but somebody has to actually physically watch that. That's not very easy to do.
Yeah.
So drivers are also distracted as well. So I'm going to suggest, I got 2 young drivers at my house. Put the phone down.
Yeah.
Only look at it when you absolutely need to and when the vehicle's not moving, because otherwise it's too easy. Actually, my oldest actually got into work because of a cell phone. She should have known better. I'm not going to go into details. But if she wasn't on her phone, it would have avoided that collision. So
Right.
everybody needs to stop being distracted.
Yeah.
And when we do our investigations, there is a field that they'll put down what were some of the contributing factors, speed, and then one of them is distracted driving or distracted pedestrians. And that is probably the most common cause for these things. So it's when you're doing that, if you're driving, obviously, don't be distracted. Focus on what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is a privilege to be able to drive and do it responsibly. And for students, it's, as you mentioned, super congested down here. There's everybody's on bikes, scooters, or walking. And it's just being aware when you're going from point A to point B. You see people, you can sit and watch. They have their heads buried in their phone as they're walking, and we're waiting for something to happen. But just pay attention, and you can check out off your phone for a little bit.
Yeah.
And look at the trees, listen to the birds.
Nature's so nice.
It is.
Arizona,
Enjoy the environment. We have a great environment on campus here.
Yeah.
So
Tempe, Downtown West, and Poly all have like beautiful campuses.
Yes,
A lot of resources, a lot of things to see, a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
So I think once in a while it's good to not
take it in.
Yeah, soak it in. It's
That's
like
it.
you're gonna be here for 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
take it in.
So you can get on your phone later.
Yeah, exactly. The notifications can wait.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of all the 4 campuses, what are some resources that are maybe if you know, maybe don't, that's okay, but are unique to the campuses, or like some resources that students should know and have with them maybe?
We talked a little bit about the Live Safe app, which offers us a lot of resources. Obviously, I think one of the neat things too with our department is you can actually, instead of making a phone call, if you see something that doesn't seem right or out of place, trust your senses, but you can actually text into our 911 system. You don't have to call, which is kind of nice. We have a very robust crime prevention program, and we connect with student government bodies at each of the different campuses. We're always holding different events, the Walk Safe events that we will put on. I'm probably saying that wrong, or Safe Walks, something like that. I'm trying to get the nod. I'm the new guy here, so I'm still learning the terminology. Yep, trying. But connecting with our student bodies and letting them know, hey, we're here to help and serve, and there are resources available for you to ensure that you live in a safe campus and achieve your goals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think safety escort was one thing that I personally used too, when it's really helpful for a lot of students that they don't really know about.
Yep. So there's a couple of options for the safety walks. One is through the Live Safe app. They can do a virtual walk if people don't want to do the physical part. ASU does offer a safety escort, but that's limited hours. Outside of those hours, the police department can also offer some safety walks, and people can call the non-emergency number for that to get that set up.
And we have multiple. We have police aides, we have our officers, and then we also have a student body that work with us as well that will kind of act as our eyes and ears, and they'll help with the safety walks and escorts, if you will, if you don't feel comfortable. And we'll respond out to wherever you're at, send somebody to walk with you and ensure that you get to where you want to get to.
Yeah.
We always recommend walking with a buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Never be alone, especially late at night.
Yeah.
It's better safe.
Yes, better safe than sorry.
Yeah. And even if you're walking alone, I think my tip would be for students to at least let a friend know, let someone know where you are, where you're going before you leave, and once you reach the place. So at least someone can be there to kind of take care of you, keep track of where you are and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you my age, but I'm a lot older than you guys. I still have to check in with my boss, my real boss, not my boss that I work for, my real boss at home.
Yeah.
When I'm leaving work and when I'm getting home, because she wants to know to make sure in case anything happens.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't want to. How old are you? You put that out there.
I'm old. Old enough.
Old enough to know better.
So another incident that occurs for international students a lot is scams. ISSC has put out several videos about scams and educating students. But what do you guys know about scams and how students can protect themselves?
I think the biggest thing is to trust your gut feeling. If it's too good to be true, we talked a little bit about this earlier, and I think it's
Yeah.
absolutely true. If it's too good to be true, it probably isn't true. A lot of scams try to build urgency into somebody acting, and that's how they get people.
Right.
So don't act irrationally. I think take your time. Some of these scams involve job offers or working from home. It's really unlimited with whoever the bad guy's imagination is to perpetrate these scams. The basic formula for all of these scams is to get people to act urgently. We talked briefly about visa, so there's visa scams,
Yeah.
job offer scams, all sorts of different things. The only way they work is because they want you to act urgently. So
Yeah.
my suggestion is if it seems off, it probably is, and check into it a little bit more. Some of it's like overdue bills that are
Right.
need to be paid.
Parking tickets.
Parking
or-
tickets.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different variations of it. Go to if they're telling you where it's from, go to the source. Oftentimes they'll offer a link for payment, which is
Yeah.
how they get people's money. Don't click on that
Don't
link in
click
the
the
email
link.
or
Yeah.
the text.
Yeah.
Use another browser, access that link and see what it looks like. Or type it in if you type it in just the browser window, or if you're on your computer, if you hover over it, sometimes it'll tell you what the email, what the address is really going to.
Okay.
I would tell
Protect
you.
yourself.
Yeah.
Call a phone number.
Yeah.
Call if it's a company claiming that they're due money. Check that company's website to see how legitimate it is. If there's a customer service number,
yeah.
you could always call. We've even had people fooled by scams with entities they had no affiliation with whatsoever, but they
Yeah.
still wanted to give this bad guy money because that's who's behind all of this.
Right.
So if it doesn't seem right, if you don't have any business with this certain company that's claiming you owe them money, don't pay.
Right.
Take some time to investigate and see if it's actually legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would tell you too that most of them reach out to you proactively.
Right.
So if a group's reaching out to you via text message, I'm telling you, 99% of the time it's a fake. It's a scam.
Yeah.
They just don't do that. Legitimate businesses don't. So if you're getting contacted that way or via email,
Right.
it's probably a scam. Don't even engage it. And if you're not sure and you're like, well, maybe because they'll create this sense of urgency, as the detective had mentioned, where you're like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, this is going to happen.
Right.
That's another red flag.
Yeah.
Legitimate businesses don't do that. They just don't. But if you're not sure, look it up, call the business and verify.
Yeah.
But if they're proactively reaching out to you, and you know what debt you have, you know what medical bills or whatever it might be that you owe, they just don't do it that way. So typically you'll get a phone call if it's a legitimate bill or something to that degree. But
Yeah.
So proactively reaching out via text message or email, it's a scam. I'm telling you, don't even.
Yeah.
And
If
all you
they're
gotta do is
asking
call.
for payment with
That's a
Zelle
scam.
or
PayPal,
Bitcoin,
yeah.
or
Gift cards? Oh.
absolutely,
Gift cards.
100%,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a scam.
Yeah.
Or if another one that they'll do sometimes is, hey, you have a warrant and you need to
Yeah.
contact your local police department, or they'll say, hey, if they'll send you a link, send us this, we'll get your warrant cleared out.
Right.
We get those as well, and we don't do business that way.
Right.
And if you're not sure, call us. We'll tell you.
Yeah.
And you should know if you have a warrant for your arrest. Or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
But they do that. It's interesting, and we get them too. I mean, I get
Yeah.
messages all the time, and
I recently
kinda
got
laugh.
one from ADOT for like a speeding
Yeah.
ticket,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I have a scooter, and it was like a vehicle with like plate number and everything. I'm like,
not me.
is it my secret twin that I didn't know about? Cool, ignore.
Toll roads is another thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Arizona
Yeah.
doesn't have toll roads for people that are
Oh,
listening. Arizona does not have toll roads. So if you get a text from ADOT about your
A toll. Yeah.
it's a scam.
yeah.
Pay
Don't-
your toll here. Click the link. Yeah, don't do it. It's like,
Yeah.
nope.
And I also understand, correct me if I'm wrong too, if any like important documentations from the government usually comes through mail too. It doesn't come through
Yeah.
like text or phone calls. So
Right.
anything about like threatening about visa, status and all that, if you see it on your phones, like
Yeah, and our international population here, they'll get targeted for that.
Right,
And
yeah.
just don't fall for it. They're not going to reach to you that way.
Yeah.
And you know if you're safe or not. And if you're not, call us. We will help you out. Just to be safe. If you're just not sure and something doesn't seem right, trust your gut. Reach out to the police department, and we'll help you out through that whole process.
Yeah. Alrighty. As now we're kind of wrapping up with the podcast, what is like one important tip that each of you would want to give to international students kind of listening to this podcast right now?
Trust your gut, I guess, would be the number one tip. If it doesn't seem right, it's probably not right.
Right.
Don't ignore that little feeling. Maybe the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. Don't ignore those. I think too many people, and it's not just international students. It really is society, I think, in general, that kind of ignore those signs, and then they get themselves into some sort of trouble. So if it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right.
Yeah, I would say this is a great time in your life. You have a great future ahead of you. Enjoy it. It's an amazing community. ASU is an amazing place to be. There's so many things here to enjoy, and just embrace it. Immerse yourself in this great culture, and know that you have a police department that cares about you, and we're here to help you be successful. But enjoy this life. Enjoy this time. It's a wonderful opportunity. I'd love to go back and tell myself when I was at ASU, hey, enjoy it. Work hard. Do your best. But there's a lot of amazing resources here. There's counseling if you're dealing with stress. You have a police department to help with criminal. I mean, ASU has done an amazing job to support our students so that they can be successful.
Yeah.
So, but enjoy the campus and enjoy the lifestyle and achieve your dreams.
Yeah, ASU is a great place to be.
It is.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you so much, Chief and Jason, for coming to this podcast and kind of talking about what you do and sharing really important information for students. Also, thank you for everything that you do. We really appreciate it. And to everyone else listening, hope we get you in the next podcast. See ya.
Go Devils.